Live from the East Lansing Underground, this is 88.9 bringing you The Basement as always every Thursday. I'm your host, Liv,
And I am Griffin.
and we are in studio with one of East Lansing's very own Redhearts. Would y'all take a second to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Jay, and I'm the bass player.
I'm Abby, our singer.
I'm Evan. I play guitar.
I'm Ben. I'm the drummer.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. Why don't we kick it off with our first song of the night, Cigarette Burns, and we'll talk about it after.
Once, once again, you're listening to the Redhearts. Welcome.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Of course. First and foremost, I'm gonna say I love that song so much. But I just want to get to know you guys a little bit more. How did the heart develop, and how did the heart form?
About a year and a half ago.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago, I actually attended an open mic. A friend of mine, Audrey, she told me, she heard me, and I was singing in my single dorm, and she knocked on my door and she told me, I signed you up for an open mic. And I didn't know anyone, and she helped me, and that's where I met Evan.
I was there playing a guitar cover of Creeping Death.
Metallica.
Oh, thank you.
At the dorm room?
Oh, at the open mic.
Yeah,
Oh,
It
okay.
was in the MSU Union.
that was about almost 2 years ago now.
I think it was. No, I remember the Master of Puppets one. That was November 3rd, but I don't. It was. I think I want to say January 8th.
Yeah. And
I feel like
then
it
ever
was then.
since then, we went by a different name. We were doing some Frank Sinatra. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my gosh,
we
yeah,
came
very
back
different
around to
vibe.
rock and kind of punk.
So this open mic night is when the heart started beating.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
and then that's how
Yes.
you all met as well.
We met him on the MSU 25 story.
Yeah, I was
Cool.
just searching for people to play with, and I reached out to Kenzie, and then auditioned and sent in some videos.
The
and
heart to heart, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liv,
Yeah.
don't you organize those open mics?
I do now, actually, yeah.
Aw.
Andrew Miller Thomas used to work at the station, and he also ran those open mics. He's probably the one that was there when you guys met. But yeah, now I'm walking in his footsteps, and I do those now.
That's so cute. I love that.
Yeah. So actually, if you want to come full circle, if anyone's listening and you've been wanting to try out an open mic, maybe you'll end up on the basement someday. I'll be there. I do definitely want to ask though, because your sound is very, very classic rock. And a lot of what I've seen on your socials is like homages to classic rock songs and all of those old favorites. And I feel like that's a less common influence to come across now. How is that something that came into each of your lives, and how did you end up bonding over it?
I have been listening to classic rock my whole entire life. As
Mhm.
far as this band, I was introduced to this band via Adam Seberg of Casual Music Club, and I was hired to this band on October 11th of last year.
You
at
guys really have the
approximately-
dates down.
At approximately
Very like
11
that.
p.m. on the second floor of the McDonald's on Grand River.
Yes, we interviewed him at a McDonald's. Instant hire. Instant hire.
I had not even played a note for them, but
We knew.
this whole band has like half rock, and then all four of us have just like other half, just something completely different.
That's
But
so
yeah,
true.
Okay.
Well, tell us what's that other half that's completely different that you showcased on the second floor of the McDonald's in Grand River.
I like punk. I like alternative.
Yeah.
My favorite bass player is Matt Freeman of Rancid, and
We did House of the Rising Sun, which is my vocal best song to sing. I like country music here and there. I wear cowboy boots to almost every one of our shows, no matter if we're doing rock or metal, because
they're
I
not
think
there
that's
now.
okay. Well, we're gonna go over that. I didn't have time. I came right from work, so
Yeah.
I grew up with like rock and metal, and like my parents always had Metallica playing, or specifically Iron Maiden. So I'm wearing an Iron Maiden shirt. I've seen them live twice. They are really what got me into metal, and then it just kind of moved on. In high school, I got into Metallica. 8th grade, though, was like the turning point when I discovered Nirvana, and I discovered that I can be angry.
You were that edgy 13-year-old.
Yes, I was. Because like Iron Maiden, you can't really be angry. You're just kind of, it's just not really angry. It's just,
chill.
I don't know what it is, but I like it. And I actually at the time was a trumpet player. I mainly did like big band jazz stuff throughout high school, or wind band or concert band
Mhm.
stuff. And then
You were a band kid?
I was a trumpet player. I started with trombone, and I learned a bunch of other brass instruments, and then got bored.
New information.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about this show is when you guys start learning things about each other.
For me, both my dad and my older brother were drummers. My older brother played on the drum line here at Michigan State, and so I was inspired by them to, follow in their footsteps a little bit. But they listened to a bunch of classic rock and hard rock, that type of stuff. I had kind of strayed. The other half of my listening history is like hip hop, rap, hyper pop, like electronic music, stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that's, yeah.
Well-rounded group.
So when you guys take all of these tastes, this is a question we ask a lot because it's just so integral to a band having its own sound. When you take all these tastes and you come together and you sit down to write or to perform or to decide what you're going to put on your set list, what do you leave at the door and what do you bring to the group?
Well, it's kind of like sometimes we'll throw something crazy out there that's not really within our style, and it'll work if we run through it. Sometimes it doesn't really go the best, so we just kind of leave it. And it really just depends on what one of us throws out. If everybody really likes it, then like we'll play through it, and if it turns out well, it'll make the set list.
Yeah, like our first song wasn't even really meant to happen. We do this thing called at the beginning of practice, kind of mess around time before we have to lock in and do the songs that were meant to record. But he randomly plays chord progressions that sound like full songs, and then he randomly comes up with drum parts that fit that song, and here we are.
Well, sometimes the best work comes from messing around.
Absolutely. That's how the Final Countdown keyboard riff came about. Their singer was just, who doesn't play any keyboard at all, was just like messing around, and it's one of the most iconic keyboard intros ever. We don't have a keyboard player, but if we did, we'd be writing iconic keyboard parts, hopefully.
That is how one of our very first song came together. It's just like we had a gig coming up and we were like, we don't have any originals. We kind of just got started. So it was in the basement of Sci-Fi, and around February, I was like, oh, we can make a punk song. That'll be quick. And I played like 4 power chords descending to E, and I'm like, I've done it. That's a punk song.
Was the song "Come On"
Yes.
for messing around?
Yeah.
And how did this come together?
It was just the basement of Sci-Fi. I just played like
the same one.
and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a punk riff.
Yeah, he likes
And
the chug.
I wrote on that little marker board. I don't know.
Oh, you guys are practicing the LMC?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
that's like the first video of us playing, just the two of us and Decepticon were in that room. Like the very first time we ever practiced
That was
together.
the first song I ever performed live. That was fun.
Could we try something new? For the next song for "Come On," could you possibly start your riff, or just start the song and then maybe have the drums kick in and then the bass?
That sounds.
That's
Why
how it
not?
goes.
Why
Is that possible?
Oh, thank you.
And then
for
you
just-
directing.
Let's go for that.
And then you just like tag along.
Oh yes.
Let's go for that.
You know that's crazy because that is the song.
Oh, is it?
Come on.
But like, take it slow,
Just,
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, speed it up?
No,
Like,
no.
start it slow and speed it up?
Sure.
Or, oh.
Jay.
I like speed.
He's our
Let's
metal
hear it.
player. Okay.
Whatever
I
is
love
the
metal.
least likely to cause a train wreck.
Yes.
We can do this.
Garbage only.
All right, let's hear it. Once again, you're listening to Redhearts.
She thinks you care about her, she thinks you do. My mind's up and never mind, believe you. Come on, come on. You really wanna figure the story's true? No sense in acting like I already knew. Come on, come on. Oh, come on. Really, come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come
That was the Redhearts, and this is 88.9. Can we talk a little bit about the band name, Redhearts? We kicked it off strong, good amount of puns going. But where does that come from? What's the story that you're trying to paint with that name?
I think we're just trying to, show our true selves, and the only way to see that is from our hearts. So that's kind of how we came up with the name. We felt like our last name was too poserish. So we wanted to be ourselves. So that's kind of what that name's about.
So there was an initial name.
Soul Garden. But whenever I'd say to people, "Oh yeah, I'm in a band called Soul Garden," they're like, "Oh, like Soundgarden," and I'm like, "I wish." But
Wow.
It was
Well, no.
actually Ben who came up with the name when
Mhm.
we decided to change it. I believe. Like,
Yeah, I don't remember how exactly. We went through a bunch of different band names trying to come up with something, but we all kind of worked on it together. I think I maybe posed that idea first, but
Mhm.
it was a group effort.
We were gonna be just Redheart, but we wanted to slow it down and be more like chill. So we were like the Redhearts. Very, because we're not all metal,
we can put a lot of red and a lot of hearts in the marketing too. It's very like
That's
you can
true.
do a lot branding wise.
That is true.
So,
It's practical.
Abby, I'm guessing you do some of the writing, or are you the
Yeah.
writer? Okay.
Yeah, I do. I've done Lungs, Love Bite, Cigarette Burns, which is our new song, and I think that's it, right?
we both did come on at the same time.
Okay. So, as a question, just like as a creative individual, like, do you ever find yourself like, I don't know, lost in lectures, like, thinking about lyrics? And what I mean by that is just like personally, me, I sometimes I get distracted or I won't be focused because like I'll just be thinking of something else that inspires me. Um, just like mixing like just like being a creative and also just being a student. Do you ever find yourself in, a lecture hall, ever thinking about lyrics or ever like wanting to write, or do you ever have something in your head?
Yeah, I
Um,
actually went online because of that.
oh, okay.
I'm finishing out the last few of my classes because I'm a senior
Oh, okay.
online. I work full time, and during my work day, I actually get to sing during my work.
Oh,
Every Wednesday, I go and sing with acoustic guitarist. He is one of the residents where I work, and he's just a beautiful person, and we get to do that often. I write songs with him, and gonna fulfill his life. So
so you went online just to fulfill singing?
yeah,
That's
I
epic.
I can't really focus. I'm all over the place, so I might as well put it to what I'm doing in my work too.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about like what you're doing at work?
Yeah, so I essentially direct activities for an assisted living. I work with people from 50 to 95 years old, and I absolutely love each one of them, and their little personalities, and finding out things that they like and songs they like to hear. I I actually brought Ben last week, and he was playing some Johnny Cash for them, and it just warms their hearts to see that
On
people really care about them.
I was playing on guitar though, not just drums.
Yeah, he does a lot of different things. So,
Do they ever ask, oh, like, can you sing to me? Like,
um, sometimes a lot of them like me to go in the room or read them poems and things
oh,
of that nature because a lot of them can't hear very well.
mm-hmm.
So the only time we can hear it is when I take them into like the chapel, and the acoustics there are awesome. So
That's wonderful. I love when jobs allow you to express yourself. So.
yes, I love my job.
Do you feel like there's any like wisdom or maybe perspectives that you get from other generations and getting to work with them that really kind of shape your perspectives and in who you are as a person and also how you take that into the music you create?
Yeah, I think especially what the folks that I work with tell me, that never give up on us. And, I love every single one of my bandmates, and I would do anything for them, and that's how we've always been. And, live like you're young, because there's people that are 95 years old who are still, treating each day like their last. And I think everybody should do that too, because you never know.
Well, thank you. For the next song, 20, is that referring to an age?
That one is my song. I it was about like I wrote it when I was 20, and that's just the name I picked.
Okay. Is
But
there a significance with this age?
a lot of stuff happened. Like
Expand.
just I don't know. School got harder because I got into my major and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of experienced a lot and grew a lot as a person. So it was nice.
So does 20 have any any reflection in like a growing point in the band?
Yes, it was. It was the first song like that when I present like when we write songs, Abby will come up with the lyrics and the layout, and I'll put together for most of them, like I'll put together like a lot of the instrumentals, and then we'll run through it in class in practice.
Band class.
Oh, I run through them in class too. Like when you guys were talking about that, like this morning at my 8 a.m., I was staring at the floor thinking about like just this random riff that I came up with.
Oh my gosh.
And then I got home and I was tired, so I went to bed and forgot it. But 20 I think it's my favorite song that I've worked on, like just me. Out of all of our songs, I can't say that one's my favorite, but it's in the top 3.
Does the Redhearts travel together?
Yes, we've been to a couple places.
We went to
We did go.
Ohio.
Okay.
Ohio.
I
Yeah.
wasn't there for that.
That was before Jay was part of the band.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
went-
3 of us.
We went as far as Windsor, Canada,
Woo-woo.
which was a great time. Yeah, and then a lot in Michigan.
Yes. And before we had Jay and Ben, we took a trip to Tennessee last year during spring break. That was crazy. We went to the Gibson store, and it was really fun.
Well, when you travel, does it ever, inspire you or make you want to reflect as a band?
Absolutely.
We're always making music. We were singing the entire way each trip.
In the car?
Yes. We'll write music and stuff
Mhm.
and like think of things. It's actually feels like a little family because there's never an idea where I feel like they're gonna shoot down because sometimes the weird lyrics are the good lyrics, so.
Mm-hmm. You said the weird lyrics are sometimes the good lyrics.
Mhm.
Can you give me one?
Like
A weird lyric?
cigarette burns and stings your throat. This hunting down his left you broke. Like that's kind of a weird lyric,
No,
but you have to think about it,
Mm-hmm. Do we have any highlight weird lyrics from 20?
Well, the term heart and soul was going to be in there, and I don't think I ever told them this when I was writing it. I wrote it as fart and soul because I thought it was funny, and then I didn't want the term heart and soul in there. So it's mostly it's kind of serious, but
Well, you're in my contacts as Fart Lord, so clearly it's on brand.
that was when I think was that your first gig
That
with
was
us?
my first gig with you guys when we went to Little Caesars, and
Oh
Evan
my
was like,
gosh.
if somebody pays for if somebody goes in to get the pizza, I'll pay for it. The name is under Fart Lord. I went in there.
I
it
didn't
was
tell
not
him.
showing up under the pizza portal, so I went over to the counter and I'm like, "Hey, do you I'm picking up a mobile order," and they're like, "What's the name?" And I'm like, Fart Lord. I had to say that to 3 human beings. They all just died laughing right there.
It was in
and
Halloween too.
That was at
just so you know.
Halloween last year. Yeah.
All right. Well, it seems like there's a
Three
lot
human
of lot of backstory, maybe a lot of beef to unpack with this next one. Let's take us into 20.